Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of TaughtToProfit.com. Today I want to talk to you about compound interest. But before I get to that, I want to remind you to go to my website, TaughtToProfit.com, and sign up for my newsletter where you'll be kept up to date with any new teachings and things I'm coming out with. Now on to compound interest. I want to get you to think a little differently about money and how you approach purchases. You know, right now it's Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales have been going on, and people are out buying and waiting in line to buy products and to waste money. But I want you to think about what your money does for you and your money working for you and benefiting you long term, not this temporary gratification you get from having a new TV or video game console or whatever it may be. For example, if you went out and bought a top-of-the-line game console right now, about $500. Let's just say $500 would be the average price because you have to get a game or other things that might go along with it. So $500 is going to be about average. But you're not spending $500 besides the tax you're paying on it as well, but you're also throwing away your potential profit you could have earned from that money. Let me give you an example. If you only earned 3% on your investment, now 3% is nothing. It's easily attainable today. You can use an app like Acorns and get 3%, or Wise Banyan, and I'll reference them in my description below. But you can easily get 3%. So I'm talking about bare minimum. I'm not talking about a savings account at a bank, which gives you almost nothing now. But 3% is easily attained right now. And as things go in the future, it might be even easier to get higher percentage. But let's just say 3% would be your average for 10 years. 3% interest or return, because not necessarily interest, because you might buy stocks that go up in value and get dividends and things like that. But just saying 3%, you're earning 3% on your investment. If you took that same $500, and we're not even counting the tax part of it, but take that same $500 and invest it and only get 3% a year, you would have $671.96 over the course of 10 years. So it's an extra $171.96 over the course of 10 years. So is that game console really worth $671.96 to you? This is how you have to approach purchasing decisions. Not the current price, but how much am I giving up for this item? Is it worth it? Now, maybe it is worth it to you, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to stop and double check and rethink a lot of purchases when you're thinking this way. And you can easily go online, find a compound interest calculator, and have this figured out within seconds. It's no problem at all. But maybe you're not buying a $500 item. Maybe you're buying a $10 item here and there. But over the course of a year, it adds up to $500. You're in the same position to where you're losing $171.96 worth of potential profit and the initial investment as well, the $500. And this is all over the place because it could be more money or less money. But my point is, I want you to rethink purchasing decisions, especially big ones, but small ones as well. Because maybe you'll rethink going out to the fast food restaurant over and over and over again when you realize you could invest that same money and have that money work for you instead of taking in polluting food into your body and paying for the privilege to do that. This is a different way of approaching your money and thinking about it. Think about your money as seed that you sow in giving into people, obviously, and giving to charities, but also that it goes out and works for you. It produces crops. It yields results. But you don't have that when you're spending it, when you're wasting it, when you're throwing it away on things you don't need or that you could put off. Because many times if you'll put off something just for a few weeks, the desire, the supposed need that you're all caught up in goes away. And you realize you didn't really need it, or you could do without it for a lot longer. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not telling you to get into poverty mentality where you're feeling like lack and want. I want you to approach money differently. It's nothing about lack It's nothing about there being any scarcity in this world. There's plenty of money for everyone to have a huge abundance. But it is about you respecting money, respecting how it works as a tool you use. You don't love money, but you use it as a tool. Just like your hammer, you wouldn't have to be out there with your fist hammering a nail into a board. You appreciate the value that tool, the hammer, provides in hammering the nail in. And you appreciate the value that money provides in purchasing your daily needs and interacting and bartering with people. And it's how we do trade in this world. When you don't respect money, when you frivolously throw it out and you don't think about it and you don't ponder the usage of the money in a right way, in a way that's a good stewardship way, then you bring scarcity into your life. Because you create a situation to where every time you get money, you're spending it. Every time you get money, it's being thrown away. It's being spent on some purchase. Instead of every time you get money, you're considering, can I invest this? Is there something I can invest this in that would get me a better return? And then I can use the money from that return on my investment to make the purchases I need to make. Now, obviously, the 3% number I'm using is pretty much a worst case scenario, because that's if you are doing nothing at all. You're not managing your money. You're just throwing it into an account where somebody's managing it for you. They're taking a percentage out, and that's what you're left over with. And right now, I've tried it myself. That's easily attainable with just simple stuff that anyone has access to, not people with millions of dollars. I'm not trying to tell you about things that deal in that situation because they don't apply to most people. But I want to also tell you about something else. I'm just talking about 3%. But what if you took that $500, as I used for an example, could be any amount of money, and invested in a business? Do you know how easy it is to turn that 500 into 1,000 in that same year? And over the course of 10 years, turn it into 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 even? You may think, well, that's just ridiculous. That's not possible. It's absolutely possible. I know a family that had $170 to their name, and they started selling online, and they were going to stores, doing retail arbitrage, buying products, and they couldn't even afford the gas to get there. They were having to sell blood and sell things out of their own house just to be able to afford the gasoline to drive to the stores in order to buy their inventory. And in their first year, they're doing almost $200,000 in sales. And they easily made thousands of dollars profit off that initial $170. Don't underestimate yourself. I'm not telling you some get-rich-quick scheme or anything like that. I'm just making the point that you have a huge upside potential in your own business. I'm not talking about MLM. I'm not talking about buying somebody else's business. I'm talking about starting your own business, whatever it may be. Whether you're a web designer, whether you write music, whether you paint paintings or take photos or write articles for people or do copy work or do editing, whatever it may be, there's something you can do that you could do on the side that you could take a tiny bit of money or maybe no money at all and have a huge potential return on your investment in a very short period of time. And so then you need to consider, is that $500 worth $10,000? That item you're going to spend that $500 on? Is it worth $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 to you? Because when you start thinking in those terms, you're going to be wise in your financial decisions. And you're not going to throw your money out there and waste it on things you really don't need when you could be investing it and using it in a way that is bringing about good results for you and your family, your friends, those around you. Because everybody will be blessed. You'll have to bring in people, maybe you have to hire employees to help you. That's more people being blessed. You'll provide goods and services that people want. That's more people being blessed. And in turn, for all this you're doing, you're reaping the rewards of great financial gain. And you're not having to do anything wrong, anything unethical, manipulate anybody, nothing like that. You're just providing what people want, and they're happy to pay for it, and you're hiring people to help you provide that for other people, and it all works together. This is how we live in our world. This is how we interact, how we do business, how we trade with one another. You get out there and provide more value and help more people, you're going to make more money. And this is a good thing, not so you can just heap it upon yourself and store it all up and then sit back and retire and do nothing, or go to traveling around the world living the life of a freeloader. But you can actually provide real tangible value to this world and bless people and help them become better and promote the same standards, the high standards you hold yourself to other people themselves. Because you'll motivate people when they see you coming from nothing, or even if you have something, but when you become a great success, you're going to motivate more people. And they're going to start thinking about their money as well. Do I want to waste my money? Do I want to just spend it in buying video game consoles? Because I talk about video game console because it's one of the most useless things you could buy. Because you're buying something that's a higher ticket item for just a little electronics, and then it's something that's going to waste hours and days and months and years of your life playing things that mean nothing. This goes for sports and all these things that don't do anything for you. At least sports, you actually get out there and physically move around, so you might have some physical benefit from that. But so many of these things people spend their money on literally waste their time, not even counting the money involved in it. But when you think about what your money can do for you, when you have it out there working for you, accomplishing things for you, how much more you can do in this world when you have money out there working for you, and you don't have it all tied up in some video game console and a bunch of games and sporting tickets and all this useless nonsense. You can make a better world and make a real difference in this world. And in doing so, you'll also become a better person, because you'll constantly improve yourself. You're renewing your mind to money, meaning that you're not thinking about money in the way everybody else is thinking, because most people are greedy when it comes to money, and they're clinging to it, and they're fearful, and they have scarcity. That's where the love of money comes in, because they think there's such a limited amount that they have to cling to this little tiny bit they have and don't let it go. And people will kill for it, and they'll steal for it, they'll do all this evil, and yet there's an abundance out there. And if you'll just do good and provide benefit to the world and more value to the world, you will get more yourself. And in your giving, you'll receive more and more. And you won't be able to hold it back. You try to stop it, and you'll still receive more and more, because that's just the way the universal law works. God has set things up this way. You plant a seed, even if you go out there and curse the seed, some of those seeds are going to come up, even if you didn't want them to, because they're set up, and that is the divine way they are set up to produce results. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.